August 18th is not just another ordinary date on the calendar, and it is certainly not something to pass by without awareness. It carries a divine significance, a spiritual weight that goes far beyond the ticking of time or the movement of days. There are certain moments in life when heaven and earth align in such a way that truths can no longer remain hidden, and this day has been marked by God as such a turning point. It is a threshold moment where what has been concealed will begin to unravel, and where the unseen currents of energy around you become visible in a way that cannot be denied. For many months, perhaps even years, you may have sensed something quietly shifting beneath the surface of your relationships, your surroundings, and even within yourself. You might have felt it through heavy conversations that left you strangely drained, through silences that carried unspoken tension, or through an unease in your spirit that you could never quite explain. At times you may have questioned yourself, wondering if you were being overly sensitive, imagining things, or reading too much into the subtle shifts of energy around you. But those feelings were never a product of your imagination. They were your spirit picking up on what your natural eyes could not yet see. They were the whispers of divine intuition alerting you to a truth that was waiting for its appointed time to be revealed. That appointed time has now arrived. On August 18th, the veil begins to lift. Loyalties will be tested, masks will fall, and the real intentions of those around you will step into the light. This is not happening to bring chaos into your life, but to bring clarity. God has been waiting for the right moment, not when you were fragile or still clinging to illusions, but now when you have grown strong enough in spirit to face the truth without fear. What you are about to see is not meant to break you, but to free you. There may be people in your life who wear the mask of love but quietly stir disruption in your peace. Some may speak words of encouragement but silently wrestle with jealousy, or they may smile at your progress while secretly doubting you behind closed doors. For a long time, such contradictions may have slipped past you, overlooked in the name of harmony, loyalty, or love. But August 18th is far too spiritually precise a moment for such illusions to survive. This day does not tolerate falsehood. It brings everything into alignment, and in alignment, only what is true can remain. As these revelations unfold, you are not called to chase explanations or to confront every face that shows its shadow. You do not need to raise your voice or defend your position. Instead, your greatest power on this day will come from stillness. Remain grounded. Protect your peace as though it were a sacred flame. Observe carefully, not with suspicion, but with discernment, for the energy around you will speak louder than any words. If something feels off, trust that it is not a coincidence. It is revelation. It is the gentle but undeniable hand of God pulling back the curtain so you may finally see clearly. This unveiling is not punishment, nor is it betrayal. It is preparation. You are stepping into a new season, and not everyone is meant to walk with you into that space. Some connections were only meant for a chapter, not the whole story. Some relationships once provided comfort but are no longer aligned with the vibration of where you are being called to rise. The truth is, the future that God is drawing you into cannot be built on the shaky foundation of half-truths, hidden motives, or draining energies. And so, the old must fall away, so the new can be birthed. Do not mistake the falling of masks of the loss. It is not emptiness, it is freedom. It is God protecting you from what could have continued to poison your path if left undiscovered. It is the universe clearing the way, so that your destiny is not delayed by attachments that no longer serve your highest good. This is why August 18th matters. It is not simply about what is leaving, but about what is being protected, preserved, and prepared within you. You are standing at a spiritual threshold, and this day serves as a doorway. On one side is the familiar, the patterns you have known, and the relationships you have carried, even when they no longer fed your soul. On the other side lies the unknown, a new chapter filled with clarity, alignment, and divine guidance. To step through that doorway requires courage, but more importantly, it requires trust. Trust that what is leaving your life is not meant to define you. Trust that God never exposes without purpose. Trust that this unveiling is a divine act of love, pulling you closer to the life that was written for you long before you even knew how to pray for it. So, as August 18th dawns, hold this truth in your heart. You're being set free. You are being refined. You are being awakened. This is not a day of fear, but of empowerment. It is a day when clarity takes the place of confusion, when peace rises above chaos, and when the strength within you proves itself unshakable. Protect your inner world fiercely, for it is there that the seeds of your next season are quietly taking root. Do not let the noise of outside revelations disturb the sacred work being done within you. This date, divinely marked, is your reminder that God has not forgotten the prayers you whispered in secret. The universe has not ignored the cries of your spirit. It was only waiting until you were fully ready. And now you are ready. Ready to see the truth. Ready to release what no longer belongs. Ready to rise into the chapter that has been waiting for you all along. August 18th is a day of revelation, yes, but even more, it is a day of protection, clarity, and divine alignment. It is not chaos but order, not punishment but preparation. It is the gentle, powerful hand of God reminding you that you are not meant to live weighed down by deception or drained by false connections. You are meant to walk free, unshaken, and untouchable, guided by truth and surrounded by peace. And so let the masks fall. Let the illusions fade. Let the truth come forward with all its light, because in that light, you are not only safe, you are finally free. What makes this moment especially powerful is not just the turning of a calendar page or the arrival of another ordinary day. What sets August 18th apart is the rare and striking six-planet alignment unfolding in the heavens, a cosmic formation that does not come lightly nor without meaning. It is as though the universe itself has been carefully arranging its pieces, moving them into order, waiting for the exact second to release its message. This is not random. It is not coincidence. It is divine order playing out on a grand scale, mirroring the subtle and not-so-subtle changes stirring within your own spirit. For so long, many have felt the weight of scattered energy, unresolved emotions, unanswered questions, restless nights, and bonds that feel heavier than nourishing. And yet, beneath all of this unease, there has been a quiet preparation. Just as the planets now align in an unmistakable pattern of cosmic order, so too will the pieces of your life that once felt broken, delayed, or hidden begin to find their place. It is a time of transformation, truth, and deep realignment. For those who are spiritually awake, for the chosen who have been walking a path of trust even in uncertainty, August 18th stands not as a date on the calendar, but as a landmark etched in spiritual time. It calls you into wisdom, into trust, and into the steady faith that you are not drifting, but being guided into alignment with something greater. On this day, the skies will not only dazzle with their rare design, but also deliver clarity that can no longer be denied. Truths that were buried or obscured will rise with force. Masks, carefully worn by some, will begin to fall away. Conversations will reveal undertones that were always there, but perhaps you were not ready to hear. Relationships will show their true nature, not to wound you, but to reveal to you who truly walks in the same light as you, and who quietly drains it. These revelations may come softly, perhaps through dreams that stir the soul or sudden waves of intuition that cannot be ignored. You might find your thoughts racing or your spirit unusually restless, not because fear is present, but because alignment is near. The shift is already happening within you before it appears outside of you. To truly receive the fullness of what this alignment brings, you will need to honor the sacredness of the day. Protect your space as though it were a temple. Avoid unnecessary distractions and choose stillness over noise. You may notice a longing for silence, a craving for solitude, or a need to withdraw from the usual pull of the world. This is not isolation, it is protection. It is the Spirit urging you to keep the soil of your heart clear so that the new seeds of clarity can take root. What unfolds in the heavens is more than astronomy. It is a living, divine message. It is heaven whispering into your awareness that your path has never been random, that each twist and pause was orchestrated, and that renewal and truth are now pressing into your soul with undeniable force. Your sensitivity during this season is not weakness but proof that your spirit is tuned in. The restlessness you feel is your soul's way of telling you that the air has shifted, that something greater is stirring. Each of the 6 planets in alignment brings its own sacred lesson, weaving together a chorus of truth. Mercury urges hidden words into the open, forcing communication where silence once reigned. Venus lays bare the truth of love, of value, and of what and who your heart has been clinging to. Mars ignites fire, stirring both energy and conflict, demanding that you discern what is worth fighting for and what must be released. Jupiter magnifies everything. What is authentic becomes undeniable, and what is false can no longer masquerade as truth. Saturn steps in as the wise teacher, pressing endings where cycles must close and calling forth responsibility where you are meant to mature. And Uranus, the bringer of sudden change, shakes apart the illusions you once leaned on, leaving only what is unshakable and true. Together, these 6 cosmic forces echo one unified message. It is time to see clearly. As the days build toward August 18th, you may notice small shifts in your interactions. Conversations that once felt easy might suddenly feel heavy. Questions or invitations from others may carry a sharpness or discomfort that wasn't there before. Deep inside, you will know when something is pulling you off course, even if you cannot explain why. None of this is random. It is a series of subtle tests, moments placed in your path to see if you're ready to grow, or if you will allow old energies to pull you back into what you have already outgrown. Protecting your peace in this season is not rejection. It is not coldness. It is the highest act of self-honor. Choosing peace is choosing alignment. It is choosing to value your soul's evolution more than the comfort of old patterns. It is choosing to guard the delicate work God is doing within you, just as one would protect a flame from being extinguished by harsh winds. The ones who are meant to walk beside you into this next chapter will respect that. They will feel your shift and rise with you. Those who are not meant to continue with you may resist, pulling at you, questioning you, even trying to anchor you back to what no longer serves. Do not see this as betrayal. See it as confirmation that the unveiling is doing its work, that the separation is not punishment, but preparation. This alignment reminds you that nothing in your journey has been wasted. Every delay had meaning. Every unanswered prayer was protection. Every loss carved out space for a greater blessing. And now, under the weight of the six-planet alignment, you are being invited into a season of renewal where truth, clarity, and destiny converge. It is a call to trust, not in what you can see with your physical eyes, but in what you can feel with your spirit. It is a reminder that you are not lost, you are being aligned, so as August 18th unfolds, stand still in your knowing. Guard your peace. Listen closely to your intuition. Allow the revelations to come without resistance. Trust that the truth revealed is always a gift, even if it arrives wrapped in endings. For when the skies align, so too does the path of your soul. On August 18th, the heavens open with a rare and sacred spectacle, the sixth planet alignment shining across the sky. This is not just an astronomical event. It is a mirror of the inner universe unfolding within you. Just as the planets align, your spirit is being called to align with truth, clarity, and peace. On this day, the greatest act of strength may not be to speak or to push forward, but to step back, stay silent, and let peace become the compass that guides your choices. Silence in this season is not weakness. It is protection, it is wisdom, and it is the shield that allows your spirit to see without distraction. Those who are truly meant to walk beside you will respect your boundaries without resistance. Their presence will feel light, supportive, and nourishing to your soul. On the other hand, those who resist, challenge, or drain you will unknowingly reveal their true intentions. This isn't about blame or judgment. It's about clarity. The alignment of planets is also an alignment of energies in your life, showing you where the flow is natural and where it has been forced. Though distance can feel uncomfortable, it often becomes the very space that allows you to breathe, heal, and rise. The universe does not ask you to fight today. It asks you to observe. It asks you to protect your energy as though it were the most precious treasure you hold. Spend time in stillness. Notice the quiet nudges of intuition that come when you are not rushing to respond to the world. Write down the insights that surface, even if they feel small at first. Pay attention to your dreams, for in this alignment, your subconscious speaks with a voice that is louder than usual. Let the earth ground you. Walk barefoot, breathe deeply, sit under the sky, and remember that you are not separate from the universe but an extension of it. When you lift your eyes to the heavens and witness the cosmic dance above you, you are reminded that you, too, are part of a divine design and that everything is unfolding in its perfect time. This day is not only about what happens in the outer world, it is about protecting your inner temple. Something sacred is awakening within you, and it needs space to grow. The alignment in the skies is reflected within your heart, guiding you toward deeper awareness and strength. You may notice yourself becoming more sensitive than usual, aware of which conversations uplift you and which ones drain you, aware of which spaces make you feel at home and which ones leave you restless. This sensitivity is not weakness, it is revelation. It is the universe showing you, through feeling and energy, what belongs and what no longer serves your soul. This is not a time for dramatic confrontation or grand gestures. It is a time of quiet recognition. The most powerful truths arrive not in loud thunder, but in whispers. Pay attention to those whispers. Notice the subtle shifts in your emotions when you are around certain people. Feel the energy in your body when you hear certain words. See what softens your spirit and what stirs unease within you. What is aligned with your true self will remain and grow stronger. What is not aligned will naturally fall away. You don't need to chase, force, or argue. You simply need to allow. By choosing peace and protecting your inner world, you open doors that no one else can close. You step into a flow where clarity comes not through control, but through surrender. You begin to see that what feels like loss is often release, and what feels like silence is often divine guidance. These shifts are not accidents. They are purposeful, part of the design that is preparing you for what is ahead. Some may not understand your changes. They may question your silence or try to pull you back into old patterns. But this is not betrayal. This is confirmation that you are growing beyond what once felt normal. You are stepping into a new rhythm, and not everyone is meant to follow you there. August 18th is a sacred reset. It is an invitation to release burdens that were never truly yours, to lay down the expectations and energies that weigh heavy on your shoulders. It is a chance to protect your peace, to choose solitude if needed, and to move at your own divine pace rather than the pace the world tries to impose upon you. If you feel called to unplug, step back, or say no, honor that call. It is not avoidance. It is alignment. It is the whisper of your soul reminding you that your energy is too precious to be scattered in places that do not honor your becoming. Even if nothing outwardly dramatic seems to unfold today, something powerful is happening beneath the surface. Energies are rearranging. Truths are surfacing. The unseen is shifting. The silence you create is making room for what is waiting to arrive. This day carries a weight that is not measured in hours, but in meaning. August 18th is not just another date on the calendar. It is a threshold, a doorway into deeper clarity. On this day, hidden truths begin to reveal themselves. Masks begin to slip. What has been concealed is gently brought into the light, not to harm you, but to awaken you. The universe is clearing your vision so that you may see what is real, so that you may move into the next chapter of your journey without the weight of illusions. As you honor this moment, remind yourself that you are part of something far greater than your current circumstances. The alignment above is a reflection of the alignment happening within. You are being positioned. You are being refined. You are being guided into a chapter where your energy, your peace, and your purpose are protected by divine order. August 18th is not just an event. It is a gift. Receive it with stillness. Embrace it with silence. Protect it with peace. Trust that the clarity you seek will find you, not through striving, but through surrender. And as the planets align above, let your soul align with the truth that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and everything is unfolding just as it should. What you're noticing today does not always arrive in dramatic gestures, loud betrayals, or sudden endings. Often, the truth reveals itself in whispers, in moments that seem small yet stir something deep within you. It might come through a conversation that suddenly feels heavier than before, where words once comforting now feel strangely hollow. It may appear in the presence of someone who once felt like home but now leaves you feeling drained, unsettled, or even quietly disconnected. This is not about enemies, nor is it about anyone's deliberate wrongdoing. It is about alignment, an energetic truth that cannot be forced, denied, or ignored. There are seasons in life where the energy of those around you no longer fits the path God is leading you toward. Their presence may not be toxic, nor their love untrue, but something within the connection shifts. It stops strengthening you and begins to weaken you. It stops nourishing you and instead leaves you reaching for your own reserves. This change is not meant to be a punishment for them or for you. It is a gentle, divine sign that God is refining the circle around you. He is removing what no longer supports your growth so that you can rise into the fullness of who you are becoming. Your spirit has already been sensing this. That's why you've been feeling more sensitive than usual, why small things seem to stir your emotions more deeply, why you become more protective of your peace without fully knowing why. You may even have noticed restlessness inside of you, a sense that something is shifting just out of sight. You are not imagining this. You are not overreacting. You are being guided. God has placed discernment in your spirit, a whisper of warning and wisdom that goes beyond what your eyes can see or what your mind can explain. The message today is not to force anything, not to chase answers or rush into explanations. The invitation is to trust what you feel and to allow truth to reveal itself in its own timing. What is unfolding in your life right now is not about rejection. It is about redirection. Familiarity can make it difficult to see clearly. We can grow so used to someone's presence, so accustomed to the comfort they bring, that we overlook the ways their energy quietly shifts us out of alignment. That is why God steps in to open your eyes, to show you what love without alignment really costs. And yes, this revelation can sting. It can feel uncomfortable when someone you once leaned on no longer feels like the same safe place. It can ache when the love you've given so freely does not return in the same strength, or when closeness begins to feel like distance. But this is not loss, it is revelation. It is God's way of showing you that love without alignment eventually weakens you, and comfort without truth will always steal your peace. This is a divine reminder that discernment is just as important as devotion. You can love deeply, give selflessly, and remain loyal with all your heart, but if that love is not aligned with God's plan for your journey, it will only keep you tethered to places you were never meant to stay. God is not punishing you by allowing this shift. He is protecting you. Protection does not always look like walls being built around you. Sometimes, it looks like doors quietly closing, invitations suddenly feeling heavy, or words that once healed beginning to weigh you down. If a message or call feels unusually heavy, if an invitation comes with a push you cannot explain, take it as confirmation. If someone close feels distant in spirit, even when they stand beside you, don't brush it off. If your heart tells you to stay quiet instead of explaining yourself, honor that instinct. Because in this moment, silence is not weakness. Silence is a shield around your soul. It is the sacred space where God does His work within you. He protects the seed of your future that is only just beginning to grow. This moment, marked so powerfully on August 18th, is not about conflict. It is not about pushing people away or building resentment. It is about protecting what is delicate, sacred, and divine within you. What is rising in your spirit right now is fragile yet powerful, like a seed planted deep in the soil that needs space, stillness, and protection in order to grow. You are being asked to guard your peace as though it were treasure, because it is. You are being asked to value your energy as though it were gold, because it is. Even close relationships may feel different today. Someone's curiosity may feel like intrusion. Someone's concern may feel more like control. Someone's presence may suddenly feel heavier than healing. These subtle shifts are not signs of failure or rejection. They are signs of revelation. Proximity does not always equal alignment. Just because someone has stood close to you does not mean they are walking the same spiritual path. Misalignment will reveal itself, not to cause pain, but to give you clarity, and clarity is a gift. Clarity saves you from wasting your strength on what no longer supports you. Clarity gives you permission to release with peace instead of holding on with fear. Clarity frees you from confusion, so you can walk forward with trust. Your role in this season is not to argue, not to justify yourself, and not to explain what your spirit already knows. Your role is to trust the guidance within you. To choose silence when words would only drain you. To choose solitude when company would only confuse you. To choose faith when fear tells you to cling to what feels familiar. You are not being called to defend yourself. You are being called to protect yourself. Pay attention to who honors your boundaries and who resists them. Those who truly belong in your life will respect the space you need. They will recognize the sacred work happening within you and will not demand access to places in your spirit that are meant only for God. Those who resist your boundaries, who question your silence or push against your peace, are revealing themselves more than they realize. These subtle shifts are the unveiling of truth, the quiet but undeniable confirmation of where your energy is safe and where it is not. And this unveiling is not heartbreak, it is protection. It is God sharpening your discernment and gifting you with clarity so that when the next chapter of your life opens, you are surrounded only by what is truly aligned. This season may ask you to be still, to be silent, and to be discerning. But in that stillness, something sacred is growing. In that silence, God is planting strength. In that discernment, your future is being secured. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when God decides it is time to peel back the veil and show you what has been hidden in plain sight. This revelation is not sent to punish you, nor is it meant to leave you in sorrow or confusion. Instead, it is God's way of preparing you for a new season, a season where only aligned energy can walk beside you. This is why August 18th carries such weight in the spiritual realm. On the surface, it may look like just another date, but within it lies a doorway of transformation, a divine turning point that signals it is time to step into greater clarity, truth, and freedom. You may have already noticed the signs leading up to this moment. Perhaps you've been feeling unusually tired, withdrawn, or restless. Maybe conversations that once flowed easily now feel heavy, or the presence of certain people leaves you more drained than uplifted. These are not random emotions. They are signals from your spirit, quiet whispers letting you know that an energetic shift is already underway. What you are sensing is not physical separation, but a deeper, unseen separation of energies, a redirection of your path toward alignment. At first, this can feel disorienting. You may ask yourself why certain people suddenly feel different, why the laughter you once shared now feels forced, or why someone you trusted no longer feels safe to your heart. It can feel lonely when these realizations begin to surface, because change often begins in silence. But understand this with certainty. This is not punishment. This is preparation. God is clearing away what no longer resonates with your higher calling so that you can walk into the life you have been praying for, lighter, freer, and unshaken by outside pressures. When God reveals truth, it often comes in small ways: a careless word, a sudden shift in tone, a silence that speaks louder than any conversation. These revelations are not to create bitterness within you, but to open your eyes. You are not losing people. You are losing illusions. You are no longer the version of yourself who ignores red flags or clings to what once felt safe but secretly weighed you down. You are becoming sharper, wiser, and freer. And with that freedom comes the responsibility to protect your peace, even if it means stepping back, staying quiet, or creating distance. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it is sacred. Setting boundaries does not make you cold or unkind. It makes you wise. And in this season, wisdom is the key that unlocks your future. As you stand firm in protecting your heart and energy, you will begin to notice how your mind grows clearer, your body feels lighter, and your spirit breathes easier. This is confirmation that the shift you're experiencing is real, necessary, and divinely timed. The truth is, those revealed in this season are not always enemies. Many of them are not malicious or intentionally hurtful. They may even care for you deeply. But just because someone cares does not mean they are meant to walk with you into your next chapter. Sometimes their season in your life has simply come to an end. Even unintentional misalignment can hold you back, and God loves you too much to let that continue. That is why this moment matters so deeply. In the days ahead, watch closely. People will show you who they are without even realizing it. Some will quietly withdraw, no longer able to stand in the vibration of your growth. Some will push harder, trying to hold on to the version of you they are comfortable with. And then there will be a rare few, the ones who respect your silence, honor your boundaries, and celebrate your growth instead of fearing it. These are the souls who are meant to rise with you. These are the people who belong in your next season. And so if you feel pressure today, let it remind you of this. Pressure is not punishment. It is preparation. Just as diamonds are formed under immense pressure, so too are you being refined. God is carefully reshaping your circle, purifying your energy, and creating the space necessary for your destiny to unfold. What may feel like endings, silence, or painful separation is actually the gentle but powerful beginning of something new. This is why August 18th is not just another day. It is a divine marker in your story. A day when heaven confirms that the prayers you whispered in private, the tears you cried in silence, and the hopes you carried in your heart have not been forgotten. Every no you are forced to give to draining energy becomes a sacred yes to the future you've longed for. Each boundary you set becomes an opening for blessings to find their way to. Do not be surprised if small details today stand out to you. A thought that suddenly feels like revelation, an opportunity that appears without warning, or a conversation that makes you pause and reflect. None of these things are coincidences. They are signs of divine alignment, gentle nudges from God reminding you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. As space clears, doors will begin to open. Doors in relationships, in work, in finances, and purpose. New people will step into your life, not to drain you, but to pour into you. New opportunities will come, not to distract you, but to align with your true calling. The blessings ahead will be greater than anything you are leaving behind. And the only reason they are able to arrive is because you had the courage to release what no longer serves you. That'll be why at the end of this day, you may find yourself breathing a little easier. The world around you may look the same, but it will not feel the same. Once you see truth, you cannot unsee it. Once God reveals, you cannot return to blindness. And while this clarity may cost you some relationships or familiar comforts, it will give you back yourself, your peace, your strength, your purpose. So walk into this day with courage. Protect your peace without apology. Hold your silence when words are not necessary. Trust the stillness that settles over you. By the close of this day, you will realize that what God is doing in you is not subtraction but multiplication. What feels like endings are actually beginnings. What feels like loneliness is actually protection. And what feels like pressure is the hand of God, preparing you for the life you have prayed for all along. This moment is not just another passing day on the calendar. It is a sacred threshold, a quiet yet powerful turning point that carries within it the weight of your past prayers and the echo of every tear, every whisper, every silent longing you once lifted up. For so long, you asked for change, you prayed for breakthroughs, you begged for a new beginning. Yet, even as your spirit cried out for release, your hands were still holding tightly onto things, people, or situations that quietly drained your energy and dimmed your light. It was not because you were weak or incapable of letting go, but because you loved deeply, you hoped sincerely, and you tried to make things work even when your soul already knew it was time to move forward. But now something has shifted. Now you have truly released what was never meant to follow you into this next season of your life. The heaviness you once carried no longer belongs to you, and the cords that once tethered you to what was draining have finally loosened. And so, when August 18th arrives, it does not come as an ordinary date but as a sign, a divine marker carved into time, revealing to you that the chapter you once prayed for is no longer just a distant dream. It is already here, unfolding in front of you. This is why your spirit feels different. There is a new lightness, as though the unseen weight that pressed on your shoulders has been lifted. Your clarity is sharper now, your awareness more awake, your energy more aligned with the truth of who you really are. This is not an illusion. It is alignment. It is the evidence that you are no longer fighting yourself, no longer resisting the very flow that was always designed to carry you forward. And in this new space, you are reminded of something profound. You don't have to chase after anything that is meant for you. You don't need to force, beg, or exhaust yourself in pursuit of what already belongs to you by divine design. What is truly yours is already being drawn into your orbit. It is moving toward you just as naturally as rivers find their way to the sea. Every no you finally had the courage to speak, every boundary you dared to set, every moment you stayed silent instead of engaging in draining battles, all of these were not wasted acts. They were preparation. They were the sacred training ground of your soul, equipping you to not only receive what is arriving now, but also to hold it with strength, with dignity, and with grace. Do not expect this confirmation to come wrapped in thunder or in dramatic signs. Often, the divine speaks in stillness, in quiet moments that feel almost ordinary on the surface but carry eternal significance underneath. You may recognize the answers you once longed for through a sudden wave of peace, through clarity that makes your decisions effortless, or through the gentle unfolding of opportunities that feel natural rather than forced. This is how the universe whispers yes to you, softly but unmistakably. August 18th, then, is not simply a date on the page of your life story. It is a marker that reminds you of something eternal. What is meant for you will never miss you. What has been written into the fabric of your destiny cannot be erased by delays, detours, or even by the times when you doubted yourself. Every tear watered the ground beneath you, and now the seeds of those prayers are breaking through the soil. So step forward now, lighter than before. Walk with strength in your spirit and confidence in your steps, because you no longer need to bend yourself to keep the peace, nor shrink yourself to remain accepted. You are not the same as you once were. You are wiser, stronger, clearer, and more aligned than ever before. The silence you once thought was loneliness was, in truth, wisdom. The distance you created was not rejection, but divine protection. Everything you surrendered, everything you released, has opened a greater space within you for what is arriving now. This is your turning point. This is your confirmation. This is the doorway into your new chapter, a chapter that does not require you to sacrifice your peace to be loved, nor to compromise your worth to be chosen. You are no longer standing on the outside, waiting for life to begin. You are in the unfolding of it right now, so trust this moment. Trust yourself. Trust the divine orchestration that has carried you here. What you once prayed for is no longer ahead of you. It is here, surrounding you, slowly but surely revealing itself in ways you may not yet fully see, but can already feel in the depth of your spirit. Step into this new chapter with open hands and an open heart, knowing that what is meant for you has already found its way into your story. The turning point is not coming. It has already arrived.